Hi guys, and welcome back to my channel. This afternoon I'm quite happy because it's good news, and yeah, I just want to put out some things that I learned in the process of this good news. Welcome back to my channel once again. My name is Grace Isaac, and I want to appreciate every single one of you for coming back. Those of you who are coming back to this channel, thank you. I do not take this for granted. Thank you so much. God bless you. Those of you who are joining me for the first time, if this is your first time seeing my face or bumping into my video or whatever, I want to appreciate you and I want to thank you. Please do not forget to click that subscription button and that notification bell. So this afternoon, I just want to put out there that number one, I got naturalized. Hoop, hoop. Yay! So now we can be making all the money. Like some people say, I guess. But yeah, guys, so that's the good news. I got naturalized, and that is about 2 months ago, I believe, or 1 month ago. But through the process, while I was doing the test and all that, I learned some lessons that I thought, you know what, why not bring it out here? And I think as simple and as easy as people think passing the exam is, it can also be difficult if you don't know some little tricks to the exam. So today's topic is about how to pass your USCIS naturalization exam. Yes, I know people might say, you can just go on YouTube and YouTube will do this for you, and then you will just cram it and you'll pass it. Yes, that is very true. But one thing I have learned is this, and let us just dive straight into it. Like I said, if you have not subscribed yet, this is that time to do so. So, like I said, what I've learned through the process is that even though you can go on YouTube or you can read books and you can do practice tests, a lot of it to pass the exam, one thing I want you to keep in mind while doing that is that there are some questions that are very simple, that are quite simple. Questions like, who is the governor of your state? Questions like, what is the name of the president? Questions like, maybe who is the what is the capital of your state? Questions like that are quite simple, and people tend to feel like, oh yeah, it's fine, I can pass it. But the truth is, as simple as it is, if you do not read, you will not pass. That is the truth about it. And then one thing, like I said, you need to keep in mind is that when you're reading and you come across those very simple questions, I would ask you to, yes, go through it, make sure you understand and you can answer the questions. But you know, those questions that seem a little difficult, the ones that when you're doing your practice exam or your practice text or whatever, you're not able to remember them quickly. Questions like, I'm trying to think now. It's been 2 months and I forgot that part, guys. I'm not even thinking about it anymore. But I'm trying to think about a question now. Or maybe question like, you know, those river questions like what river is on the east coast or what ocean is on the west coast or whatever. Questions like that that you might end up mixing up. Those are the questions you want to focus on. Questions like, when did the United States gain its independence from Great Britain? Questions like that are the things you want to keep in mind, because there are some of them that are very, very, very similar in answer, I mean now, and in years, that if you don't pass them, you may not pass the exam. And that is why I said, as simple as the exam is, it is very, very difficult if you don't read and if you don't read properly. For example, I would make myself an example now. When I did my test, I was only asked 6 questions. I was even surprised. There's 6 questions that I was asked, I passed it. And that is, and I think what they do is that you have to pass 6 out of 10. I don't know if it's changing, because I heard that it's going to change. But if you pass those 6, then you're fine. Then you've passed the exam. So there will be no need to ask you further questions. But for instance, if you don't pass the 6, then what happened? They keep asking you questions. And once they get to 10 and you've not answered the 6, then you failed the interview. You failed it. So, like myself, as I was saying, I got quite difficult questions. The only simple question I think I got is probably, I think it's, who is the president of the United States now? And that was the simplest question I got. The other questions were about independence. The other questions were, one of them was about the sorry now, don't blame me. It's, I think it's a woman who fought for women's rights. I've forgotten her name right now. They asked me that question. They were quite difficult questions. That one of them I answered it, and the interviewer is like, hmm? And I answered the second time, and he's like, okay, and I kind of panicked because I'm like, oh my God, did I forget this? And the truth is, interviews like that, if you panic, there's a possibility to forget everything in your head, especially if you're cramming and you've not really sat down to study. So, yeah, that is just my tip. Like I said, if you want to go for that interview, what I would advise you is, while you're reading, pay attention to the most difficult questions, because there is a possibility that you will end up having the most difficult questions for the first few set of questions you will get. And if you kind of ignore that and you're like, oh, maybe they won't ask it, because I was expecting, who is the governor of my state? I was expecting a lot of simple questions, and I did not get that. I did not get that at all. So, yeah, guys, I hope you have learned one thing or the other. And if you're also in the process of going for your citizenship interview, I wish you all the best of luck. And I pray that God will grant you wisdom and will grant you favor, because there are nicer interviewers and there are not so nice interviewers. So, yeah, thank you very much, guys. I hope you've learned one thing. I will see you on my next video, and bye bye for now.